Hi, I'm Katrina, and in today's episode of the Lazy Handle Show, I'm going to be doing a preview on the 2021 Canadian Mixed Doubles Championship, which I'm super excited for because they're going to be showing it on TV, which is awesome because usually they don't do that, unless it's for the finals. But to recap the Brier super quickly is congratulations to Team Botcher, Team Alberta on winning the Brier. You know, they had such a fantastic week. That amazing shot by Brendan Botcher in the semifinals against Team Dunstan was just fabulous, and I couldn't be more proud, especially since they have lost the past few Briers. It's great for them to win, and can't wait to watch them at the Worlds. But now for the mixed doubles. I'm super excited because actually I play mixed doubles myself with my father, and I love the game. It's so interesting. It goes by super fast, and it's going to be definitely interesting to see the professionals play. I'm super excited. So normally the mixed doubles format for the Canadian Championship is that there would be 4 pools of 8, and there would be 32 teams, and the top 12 teams would make the playoffs, and there would be tiebreakers. But this mixed doubles championship is going to be just a smidge different. There's going to be 35 teams altogether, 5 pools of 7. They will be playing 6 games, and the top 12 teams will still make the playoffs. There will just be no tiebreakers, and it will be determined by their draw to the button record. So if you go 6-0 or 5-1, you will make the playoffs. But I'd say at 4-2, you're definitely going to be on the bubble, in the bubble. Anyways, let's just move on to the pools. So in Pool A, right up, we got Peterman and Gallant. They won the Canadian Mixed Doubles Championship twice. I definitely say they are one of the top teams here and have an amazing shot at winning this. They got second at the Worlds last year, so it's definitely going to be interesting to see them, and I think they will do very well. Next, we have Dale and Van Strien. So they are going to be the Nunavut representatives. Now, there are 35 teams, so of course I'm not going to be familiar with all these teams, and this team is one of them. But it is going to be interesting to see how they do at this, considering that I don't think a lot of people have seen them curl before. And then the next one is Sadiak and Lott. They actually lost the finals in the Canadian Mixed Doubles Championships not too while back, just against Laura Walker and Kirk Myers, who again are another top mixed doubles team that will be here. So yeah. So, you know, they can definitely make the playoffs if they win some games and have a strong record. They can totally do it. And then we have Adams and Robichaud. So that would be Melissa Adams, who actually was just at the Scotties representing New Brunswick not that long ago. So she's going to be back in the bubble. And then we have Alex Robichaud. We know his relative, Sylvie Robichaud, who has been to the Scotties multiple times. And next we will have Grandy and Jansen. So Clancy Grandy, who played with Alison Flaxey for years, and Patrick Jansen, who was the alternate for Botcher, and who also played with Epping for many years as well, and went to the Brier a few times as well. So, you know, they could be a strong team. I think they have curled together before, so it'll be cool. You know, if they can beat some of the more advanced teams, they can definitely get a spot in the playoffs because they're both amazing curlers. Then we have Tran and Sluchinski. So I know Brittany Tran, she actually just curled at the Scotties for Peterson. She was filling in for Peterson's lead, who couldn't make it. So, you know, she's going to be back in the bubble as well. So it's going to be interesting for her to see, and hopefully she can play well and get a strong record. And then the last team we have Joanne Courtney and Darren Moulding. I mean, Darren Moulding just came off an amazing week. He was curled so well. You know, even though he didn't get All-Star or anything like that, they were talking about a bunch of times about how well he has been curling, and they said that the Brier final and semifinals were one of his best 2 games he's ever played. So, you know, if he can just come off that win and bring that into the mixed doubles, I know it's a bit of a different game, but if he can just play like that, you know, they could do totally well. And then, of course, we know Joanne Courtney curls with Rachel Holman, and of course won silver medal, with Reed Carruthers not that while back either, to get them in a spot into the Olympics, which was just incredible. Yeah, so moving on to Pool B. Jones and Lang, husband and wife, they've actually been mixed doubles partners for a while. They've gone to a few events, so they know how this works. They can totally make the playoffs. I know they've never won a Canadian championship or anything like that, but you know, they usually make the playoffs and do well. Next we have Tuck and Tuck. Kim Tuck, we know her, and yeah, they're pretty good. They usually do well, so I think they can definitely make the playoffs for sure. Them and Lang and Jones definitely going to be tight together. And then we have Scoffin and Scoffin, so that's actually dad and daughter, and that's for UConn, so that's going to be cool to see them. You know, dad and daughter is always nice to watch curl together. And then we have St. George and Asselin. So that was the lead for Fournier, who was just at the bar, Felix Asselin. And then Lori St. George, who got the Sportsmanship Award. She actually did quite well at the Scotties. So, you know, I'm pretty sure they're boyfriend and girlfriend, so you know that's a good team dynamic. And then we have Anderson and Gushue, who 3-time Brier champion and 2-time Scotties champion. I mean, what better combo than that? You know, Anderson has said a few times that she's never really played mixed doubles, so that might be new. They've never really played together in general. So I feel like a lot of people think they're going to do so well because they are 3-time Brier champion and Scotties champion, but you know, it's going to be newer because they haven't really curled together. So it's going to be interesting to see how they do. I'm interested to watching them, you know, to skip, sweeping, we'll see. And then Wasiliku and Connings, they actually are going to be representing Ontario at the mixed doubles, so it'll be cool to see how they do for Ontario. And then Desjardins and Desjardins, they actually got in by their points because they do well, very well on the mixed doubles tour. So they just got a spot in general, which is actually pretty cool. And they're from Quebec, and yeah, cool to see them. Moving on to Pool C. Pool C. So first up, Martin and Griffith. So they were last year's finalist against Jocelyn Peterman and Becca Wan. So they are clearly a strong team, and they're looking to get one more step above than last year. So the next team is Kirk Myers and Laura Walker. A fabulous team. They actually won this event about 2 years ago and placed 3rd in the Worlds. And they also represented Canada at the Curling World Cup not that long ago. So clearly they are a great team, and they could totally win this if they just play their best. The next team we have is Mayer and Nichols. Nichols, such a consistent player for Gushue. You know, he's a great player. I haven't actually seen him too much in mixed doubles. I know he has played a bit. So a good combination with Mayer, and I think that'll go actually fit very nice together. The next team we have is Kitts and Clybrink. Now, Kyler Clybrink is actually filling in for Braden Stewart, who is not going to be there with his partner. So he is going to be filling in. So we'll see how they do. And the next team we have is Nijigovan and Carruthers. Now, Carruthers, just like Joanne Courtney, he actually got the qualification for Canada into the Olympics with Joanne Courtney. So they got 2nd at the Worlds. So he is clearly a good mixed doubles partner, so to curl with an amazing player like Selena Nijigovan, who curls with Tracy Fleury, will just be a great combination. And then we have Stephanie Jackson-Bayer and then Chester. So Stephanie Jackson-Bayer was actually at the Scotties with Team BC as their alternate, so she's going to be back in the bubble, hoping to do a bit better than at the Scotties. And then the next team we have is McFadden and McFadden, who are brother and sister, and they're going to be representing PEI, which is going to be nice for them, representing their province. Next in Pool D is going to be Burchard and Schneider. Caitlin Schneider, who used to play on Dunstone's team, and Shannon Burchard, who has actually played quite a bit in mixed doubles before. Very strong players. You know, they both played 2nd, so, you know, 2 seconds curling together, that's kind of cool. And yeah, it's awesome. The next team we have is Karwacki and Samigalski. So, of course, we know Samigalski, he goes with Mike McEwen. He didn't do the greatest at the Brier, so they didn't make the championship round, so he wants to probably make the playoffs in the mixed doubles. I don't know how to brain fart there. But yeah, so, and they're going to be representing Manitoba. And also, Karwacki was actually Anderson's alternate at the Scotties, so she's actually going to be in a pool with Burchard and Sweeting, who were her teammates at the Scotties, which is kind of cool. So, moving on, Sweeting Kennedy, I guess. They are probably 2 of the best thirds in the world, I'd say. very consistent players. Mark Kennedy still curls with Brad Jacobs, and they didn't get the finish they wanted at the Brier, so he's hoping, as well as many other teams, hoping to do even better and top that record at the Brier. And Val Sweeting just came off an amazing Scotties win with Carrie Anderson. That's going to be a great combination, and they actually practiced together back in Edmonton, so they're familiar with each other's throws, so they'll have a good team dynamic, I think. And 3 teammates playing against each other, that's kind of funny, so that'll be cool to watch. King and Kingford, they'll be representing Northwest Territories, and they are actually husband and wife, so that's kind of cool to see. I've noticed, actually, now going through it all, I've noticed there's a lot of relatives playing together, which is actually kind of interesting. Next we have Bobby Souter and Brendan Botcher, who are actually in a relationship together. Fiance, they're engaged, so that's kind of cool to see. I actually didn't know that Brendan Botcher's wife or fiance curled, so that's kind of cool. It'll be kind of cool to see them curl together. And Brendan Botcher, of course, is coming off his amazing Brier win, a stellar performance, so he's going into this with his head high and with no doubts. And then Jones and Everest, so they are going to be representing Nova Scotia, and this is going to be their 3rd appearance at an event like this, so yeah, they're looking for a better finish than their previous finishes. And then the last time we have Miskew and Fry, 2/3, which is actually pretty cool to see them curl together. Homan just came off a Miskew just curled with Homan at the Scotties, and they lost in the finals. So, looking for a better performance here, and such a consistent, amazing player. And curling with Fry from Team Epping, 2 Ontario teams, kind of cool. And they'll have a good performance together, I think. 2 of the strongest thirds in the world. So, yeah. Moving on to the last pool. The last pool. So, first up, we have representing Northern Ontario, Juan and Bonnet. So, Trevor Bonnet actually won the silver medal in the 4-person world mixed, and Juan also was the alternate for McCarville at the Scotties in 2016, as well as in 2017. So, they're both pretty experienced, and we don't know too much about them, so it'll be actually kind of cool to see what they can do, considering they do have a few titles. And then we have Quick and Armstrong. So they're going to be representing Saskatchewan, and they are actually making their 6th appearance to the Canadian Mixed Doubles Championship. So they definitely want to top their previous records for sure. The next team, Laws and Laws. So I never knew this, but Laws is going to be curling with her nephew, which is kind of cool. We saw Laws win that incredible gold medal in 2018 in Pyeongchang with John Morris, so that's really cool to see, her curling with her nephew. And then Weigel and Epping, they've been mixed doubles partners for a while, I believe. They usually do well, I'd say. I actually I love their team. They are a great combination, skip and lead. So I think that's just a great team overall and a strong team. Epping just came off a Brier. Weigel came off all-star performance at the Scotties. So it's going to be strong for sure. And then we have Desiree Hawes and Tyler Tardy. So Tyler Tardy is in the bubble again because he was just with Jim Cotter as their alternates. And, he's Canadian Junior Champion multiple times, World Junior Champion, fantastic curler, and Desiree Hawes, who was at the Scotties not that long ago with Corian Brown as BC. So, yeah. And then Schmiemann and Morris. So, John Morris won that incredible gold medal with Caitlin Laws, who's actually going to be flying against in the pool, which is actually kind of funny. But they won that incredible gold medal, 2018 Pyeongchang. We can't forget that. That was just incredible. And usually his partner would be Rachel Holman, but as we know, she's pregnant, so she's not going to be there with him. And it's going to be Danielle Schmiemann, who actually curls with Kelsey Rock, and they won a few World Junior, Canadian Junior titles together. So that's actually going to be cool. I think she is a strong player considering of all those titles she has. So it's going to be cool. And then we have, for representing Newfoundland, we have Mitchell and Greg Smith, who was just at the Briar for Newfoundland. So yeah, it's gonna be cool to see them there. So the Page playoffs. So I don't know exactly who's gonna make it, because really any of the top 12 teams that make it into the playoffs have an equal amount of chance to make it as any other team. But here's who I think is gonna make the Page playoff. I don't know for sure, but at least who has a good chance of it. So we have number 1, Gallant and Peterman. I mean, they've won this event a few times, silver medals at the Worlds, an amazing team. You know, I think they're kind of the top choice, the obvious choice. I don't necessarily think they'll win it, but I think they have the best chance. And then Myers and Walker, they've also won this title before. Such a strong team, as I've mentioned already, so yeah. And then we have Martin and Griffith. I really think, you know, that final last year, they're just going to push that much harder into this event to win it or make it to the finals. And then the last team is Joanne Courtney and Darren Moulding. So Darren Moulding just had one of the best Briar performances I've seen in a while. So it was just incredible to see him. And I think Joanne Courtney just makes it that much better. So I think it's just going to be a strong team. And I think that's more of an underdog team that people don't think is going to win, but I think is going to win. But who's going to win it all? I gotta go with Peterman and Gallant. So yeah, they are my big choice. Hopefully I'm going to be right. Comment down below your opinions, who you think is going to win. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be on TV. Hopefully you can watch it. And yeah, just comment, like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye.